There is weather of the day and climate of an era. And if you identify yourself as a victim of the climate of your era, then you are closer to your competition, closer than you think. And I don't want to hear that bullshit of, oh no, there shouldn't be competition. We should love each other. First of all, competition is just, it's nature, it's a survival mechanism. And you'd be lying to yourself if you say that you don't have a competition or that you don't care about that. Because if you belong to this era, which you do if you're listening to this, and you identify yourself as a creator, even if your purpose is not to sell, but to just make your style unique on Instagram or any platform, chances are you're looking up to someone because you didn't create anything. You want to look like someone. So that's why you have inspirational, whatever you call, I don't know, boards or your Instagram save posts. Point is, you want to look like someone. So you research them. You see what they wear, how they act, the places they go, da da da. And if you are persistent, then you do everything that it takes to be at the same level as them, to eventually meet as friends or collaborators. But in the meantime, you're just one of the rest. And oftentimes, being triggered by someone is the only thing that gets you going, because fears, insecurities, and procrastination are just strong emotions that hold a lot of people back. And it makes sense, because if not, then the whole world will be filled by like, I would say, artistic people. Um, that's just another, that's controversial, and I know, just ignore that. But going back, um, being triggered sometimes is the only thing that gets you going, and maybe it's not the prettiest way to start, but at least it gets you going. Back to my point. If you know what if you know what's holding you back, then and you're not the only one doing what you're doing in your area, then chances are that's the same thing your competition is struggling with. So if you want to quit, forget about making something look super super nice. Forget about having the latest resources, and just focus on fighting that thing that's going to make you and the majority quit. And that is the one way to know what that thing is just to identify what's the climate of your era. You know, totally irrelevant, but I think it's so crazy how my hair looks like this after I washed it. I used to have curly hair and now I have this. Whatever. Let's say that you live in a city. You are in X social status, and your friends and the friends of your friends are also in the same level. And the climate of your era is poverty. Let's say that you came up with this idea of putting up with a bacon business. You're not the only one. You're not the only one with this idea. So of course you're gonna know who in the area is also doing the same thing, because that's the first thing you do when you start something, right? And let's say that it's really hard to stand out from each other. It's kind of hard to be known in your area, sorry, because you both have the same resources, you both have access to the same educational platforms, so you're kind of like doing the same thing. And you kind of need to, like, if you want to make money and you want to make money, then you will naturally be above this other person. So it's not that the goal is to be above anyone, it's just, if the goal is to grow, then you will naturally elevate yourself and be in this invisible pyramid, and you're going to be on top anyway. How do you do that? How do you do that if you guys come from the same background and you're about to quit because it's so exhausting, and the goal right now is to survive, not to bake cute cupcakes? So, like, should I just quit? And should I just quit and just have a normal job that I don't hate but that helps me survive? No, no. You are the victim of your era, then you fight that. You you do as much as you can, and oftentimes doing the extra mile doesn't require the latest technology or resources. It just requires more physical effort, meaning, oh, you're gonna have to wake up extremely earlier to do something that, like, technically you don't have to do at 5 a.m. for it to work, but that is the only time that you have available to enhance something or work on something. So by the time that you deliver your product, the person is so amazed by this, like, 1,500 external factors that you worked on that will make your product stand out. Yeah, I don't know, I just thought of that. A few days ago, I was watching a documentary on Netflix about a minimalistic lifestyle, and they said, we're not living the American dream, we're living the American nightmare. Next morning, I wake up to a message of my uncle, and he sent me a video of a Dominican girl saying how the lifestyle here in the US is very monotonous, and how she's impressed at the fact that every day she knows someone else that moves from the United States back to their country. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought about that too. But I would be more happy if I'd be living my dream. The problem is not it's not bothering me what's going on here necessarily. It's just the fact that I'm still not where I want to be. That's it. So I just thought about this baking story, and yeah, just putting it out there. It sounds hopeful. It sounds so hopeful to me that I can't even believe I came up with this. So I'm gonna give my credits to God. Yeah, that's the safest thing to do. Like,